So Tekken 8, the long-awaited sequel to the historic fighting game franchise, is finally out after almost 10 years. Which really makes you think about how fast time goes by because it really feels like Tekken 7 just came out recently. So there's a lot of hype surrounding Tekken 8's release, and we can say that it met and surpassed a lot of the expectations we had. We know you guys are excited to watch our review video, but before you do that, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more Game 8 content. Also, don't forget to check out our Game 8 review article, which we linked in the description below. The game continues the saga of the Mishima bloodline in its cycle of father and son showdowns. And finally, fulfilling the foreshadowing of the Bandai Namco logo whenever you boot up the game, Jin Kazama will finally be facing his father Kazuya Mishima. Tekken is now really at this point where Jin Kazama has to face his literal inner demon to be able to defeat his father, which is something that the franchise has been building up to ever since Tekken 5. We don't want to spoil the story too much and sound like a broken record, but the story is surprisingly really fun for a fighting game.
It's time to get serious, Lee.
It has more than its fair share of ridiculous shonen anime tropes, and was able to make meaningful connections to the previous games and even the Netflix series. Admittedly, the franchise's story as a whole is full of holes, and newcomers will need to watch a recap to get a grasp of what really happened. However, Namco does deserve some props for making this story a bit rewarding for fans who have been following Jin's story ever since Tekken 3. Again, we don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, wait till you get to that final battle, dude. Tekken has always been able to gradually innovate itself with every release. But this time around, it really feels like there's this massive shift in the game, like in a great way. The gameplay is something that you usually expect from a Tekken game, familiar but not without its new additions. To some of the new mechanics, they changed how general moves like throws and parries work together with power crushes. There's more of that rock paper scissors aspect in the offensive structure of the game, as opposed to just like blocking mid or low. The base roster of Tekken 8 amounts to 34 total characters. On average, there are about 50 to 60 moves per character, and of course, we don't want to do the math on that, so we'll leave it by saying that each character has their own unique moveset and unique heat mechanics that you need a lot of time to see them all. Despite the omissions of a lot of series staple in the roster, there's still a lot of variety to be found in the existing cast, and I'm pretty sure most players will be able to find a character that fits their style. But of all the new stuff we're getting in the game, it's really the heat mechanic that gives a lot more nuance to the gameplay. High-level Tekken gameplay has always been more defensive with how punishes, spacing, and movement are used. But with heat, they were able to incorporate more of the character's identity into their gameplay, and have their own exclusive moves when powered up by heat. It also changes some of these moves to deal more damage, making them safer or even more advantageous on a block. It's a system that finally incentivizes Tekken players to fight offensively, which is a great thing to have in a game that was known to be quite defensive in high-level gameplay. With the new mechanics, it feels as if you have to address situations immediately as opposed to before where blocking will get you out of a sticky situation more than 80% of the time. This isn't to say that you shouldn't block, but it puts more emphasis in knowing how to fight back in moments where your back is against the wall, sometimes literally. Overall, all of these changes really just offers a refreshing experience even to veterans of the franchise. It's even arguable that the new tutorials are way better than every other game now, as they teach important skills and concepts in the game that are easy to understand. The frame data is now available for free as opposed to Tekken 7's paid DLC, which means that all players now have access to being able to know the specific frames of all the moves. There are key features that are missing in the game's online lobbies, which are present in other fighting games like Street Fighter 6 and Guilty Gear. One of which is being able to wait on standby in practice mode while waiting for a match. It's good to be able to warm up before play, and we think it should be a feature in fighting games with online lobbies. The other key missing feature is not being able to spectate matches in your private lobbies, which is probably a consequence of how the online functionalities of the game are right now at the time of review. After a single match, be it online lobby, rank, player match, or fight lounge, the game crashes due to not being able to connect to the other player. Thankfully, the devs are currently working on a hotfix right now, but it's still a fact that this is currently something that's going on with the game. It's no secret that Tekken is one of the better looking fighting games out there, and for this iteration, it's really no different. The devs even changed some of the dated animations in the game for certain characters and made them look way better than before. With the game running on Unreal Engine 5, it's no surprise that the game looks absolutely stunning. Even with the new graphical updates this game has, the new visual effects at times can be very distracting. Thankfully, there's an option to lessen the effects in the settings. However, there are still certain stages with distracting water effects, background visuals, and the like which may still impede your vision at times. It may be a result of how far a visual leap the series has gotten, but you'll have to get used to how many explosions there are on screen. While the bar to beat the customization wasn't high to begin with from the previous game, Tekken 8 is closer to its best character customization with multiple sections for colors, more accessories, and even more options to dress your characters than before. While it's not Tekken 6 or Soul Calibur 6 levels of customization, you can let more of your creativity out this time around.
Get ready for the next battle.
While the franchise's music had a lot of hits and misses throughout the years, we're glad to say that this iteration has a lot more bangers. Plus, the game even has a jukebox mode, so if you don't like the music in certain stages, you can actually alter it to play music from the older games. It's important to highlight the different sound effects and character voices that the game has, and they changed quite a lot. At times, the new sound effects can be jarring, but they're serviceable enough to let us know how it functions and keep us in track of what's really happening in the game. Tekken 8 has cemented itself as one of this generation's best fighting games. It's a visual marvel that also shows significant improvement in several aspects of the game. It's definitely an improvement over Tekken 7 with the new mechanics to learn and have fun with, which is why Tekken 8 is deserving of a 9 out of 10. It's been a long time coming for Tekken 8, and the game for sure delivered on its expectations. The story, the music, the visuals, and most importantly, the gameplay all come together for this amazing fighting game. While the online mode is still pretty much busted at the time of review, it's still too early to say if this is a home run. However, we firmly believe that Tekken 8 is one of the best fighting games we have right now. Again, be sure to check out the full review article for Tekken 8 at our website, which we linked below. This has been Game 8, and we'll see you guys in the next one.